Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're taking a really fascinating look into the mechanics of marimba playing. We're focusing on Leigh Howard Stevens' major work, Method of Movement Mamel, as it's often called. And this isn't just another exercise book, is it? It's more like a blueprint.
That's exactly right. It's really a treatise on mechanical efficiency for the modern player. See, as the music got way more complex, especially for solo marimba, the problem wasn't just, hitting the right note anymore. It became about how efficiently you could move across this huge 5-octave instrument to play really demanding stuff. Stevens basically said, look, the old ways aren't cutting it for this new repertoire.
Right, and one of the first things he does, which is pretty striking, is he completely leaves out sustaining techniques. No rolls, no pressure strokes. Why start there?
Well, his argument is that those techniques often compromise your physical mechanics. You might hold tension or adapt your movement just to get a certain sound, like a smooth roll. But that compromise, he thinks, limits your overall speed and flexibility. For Stevens, it's about pure, unadulterated efficiency of movement. If a technique hinders that, it's out. Simple as that.
Okay, so movement is king. Let's talk about the practice method itself. There are, nearly 600 exercises?
590, yeah. But the interesting thing is how simple they are. Mostly just major scales, basic chords.
Which seems counterintuitive. Why so basic?
But that's the genius of it, according to him. The simplicity forces all your attention onto how you're executing the strokes. There are 4 main types he defines: piston, up and down, double vertical, and independent strokes. You shouldn't be distracted by reading complex music. Your brain needs to be focused 100% on the physical execution.
So the notes are just a framework for watching your own movement.
Precisely. And the way you practice them is also, unique. Stevens calls for practicing in cycles. You work on a set of exercises until you hit a wall, until you get bored or stop improving.
Okay.
Then you put them away completely. For months, maybe even a year.
Really? You just drop them.
Yep. Let the learning sink in subconsciously. Then you come back to the cycle later.
And there's this other crucial part, transposition. You have to play these simple exercises chromatically through all 12 keys continuously.
Mm-hmm. That's absolutely key.
Why hammer that so hard?
Because doing that endless, almost mind-numbing transposition makes hitting the notes automatic, becomes second nature, which frees up your conscious mind entirely to focus on the how, the quality of the movement. It also connects to his idea of slow practice. The point isn't just playing slowly. It's about expanding the time between the notes so you can analyze your movements in almost microscopic detail.
Okay, that makes sense. It's about process over product, almost.
You could say that.
Let's shift to how the body itself is used. Stevens treats it like a machine, right? Assigning jobs based on muscle type.
Yeah, it's a pure biomechanics applied to playing. It's about assigning tasks based on muscle size and speed capability. So your large, relatively slow muscle groups, legs, torso, your core, they handle the big, slow movements, like physically getting your body to the right part of the marimba or adjusting your overall angle to the keyboard.
And the small, fast muscles, wrists and fingers.
They handle the quick, precise stuff, the actual acceleration of the mallet, head towards the bar, the tiny adjustments needed for different intervals.
And there's a strict rule here, isn't there?
A fundamental one. He argues it's actively harmful for a large muscle group to do the job of a smaller one. So, for instance, your arm shouldn't be involved in the mallet's vertical stroke, the up and down. That's a job for the wrist and fingers.
What does that actually feel like for someone used to, say, using arm weight? It must feel quite different.
Oh, it's a huge shift. Mentally and physically, you're asking these smaller muscles to do fast work that maybe your arm used to contribute to. It definitely feels less stable initially, but Stevens argues that's the necessary path to unlocking the incredible speed potential of the wrist.
Which brings us nicely to the big controversy, the grip itself. He compares traditional, Burton.
Both cross stick grips, yeah, where the mallet handles cross.
Right. And then the Musser grip, which is independent, and his own adaptation of that.
And the mechanical difference is night and day. Traditional cross-stick grips need what he calls isometric counterpressure. Basically, you have to maintain some level of tension, a sort of squeeze, just to hold the interval between the mallets steady.
Okay, I can picture that.
That tension inherently slows you down and reduces flexibility.
So Stevens' grip gets rid of that.
Completely. His adaptation requires no isometric pressure to change or hold intervals. That makes it potentially much faster, much more fluid. Plus, think about the geometry. Cross sticks can only open so far before the shafts get in the way, maybe around 90 degrees typically. Stevens' independent grip allows angles greater than 180 degrees. Huge intervals become possible.
Wow.
So why doesn't everyone use it then, if it's mechanically superior? The trade-off. Those cross-stick grips like Burton, they offer immediate security. They feel stable right away and are generally easier to get comfortable with initially.
Easier learning curve.
Much easier. Stevens fully admits his grip feels unstable at first. It takes more time, more careful practice to master. But his core argument is that initial instability is the price you pay for ultimate freedom of movement and really limitless technique down the road. Technique simply impossible with a dependent grip.
So wrapping this up, what's the big takeaway for you, the listener, maybe grappling with technique on any instrument? From Stevens' perspective, mastering the marimba, or perhaps any complex physical skill, is essentially a physics problem. It's about that smart division of labor in the body, all focused on maximizing efficiency and freedom through really rigorous, methodical practice.
Right. And maybe the final thought to leave you with, drawing from this, is about learning itself. If the easier path gives you security now but potentially limits you later, and the harder path demands you tolerate instability at first but promises far greater freedom in the end, which approach when you're tackling something new and difficult is actually more valuable for your long-term growth and mastery? Something to think about.